Hey everybody! Welcome to the episode number 9 million, the Tris Breen Show. Got some juicy fun stuff coming your way today. Come on in, say hello. Oh, look at that. We're on TV. Who's joining us today? Barbara's here. Hello, my dear.
Monitor.
We got Bonnie in the... This isn't the dojo. This is
Bonnie?
the... Bonnie Clack is here.
Hello, Bonnie Clack.
Hello. You're in the Trisbrina studio today.
Yes.
Welcome to our studio. Only for a few more weeks, though. Things are a-changing. We're going to be talking about the truth about manifestation. We have a few things to say about it. Yeah. Come on in, friends. So, I don't know about you, but this whole manifestation word, it can get... you can bring up some interesting conversations with people. Everybody has a different take on what it means. Do you like to practice the art of manifestation? And Sabrina looked at me earlier. We were in the bathroom getting all dolled up for y'all, and she was like, "Everyone's manifesting every day, every moment. Everything we have in our life is a manifestation."
I know. That always is funny to me when people are like, "I'm not a really good manifester," and I'm like, you're not a very good, maybe conscious manifester, but you have created all that is around you and the way that you feel about it.
That's right. We just want to say hello to our dear friends. Hi, Mom. Hi, Mama Rita. And hi, Lindy.
Rita
hi,
bought
Gail.
me these earrings.
Oh, those are pretty. Mm-hmm. Is that a Christmas present?
Probably. Rose gold.
Rose gold? Very nice. What are you guys wearing today? We're going to say, what are you drinking?
Oh, like
what earrings are you wearing?
Like the Oscars. What are you wearing?
What were you? Oh, I'm wearing Giorgio Armani or something like that.
This is Versace.
Versace.
This is Chanel.
I'm wearing Doc Marten. All right.
I'm wearing Cachet.
Barbara loves your outfit. I like Sabrina's outfit. She's super sexy. All right. So
today I made the baby step of looking through my closets to do like a purging, and there's so much in there. Some things are falling off the hangers as I was going through, and this dress fell off a hanger, and I'm like, guess I'm gonna wear it.
Thank you, Jan.
What?
I look good in pink tones, but yes, thank you.
It's actually, in real life, it's peachy.
It's peachy. I think she might have said peachy. No, pink tones. Peachy.
Well, and those are cherry blossoms behind us on the table, and they are pink.
Well,
but you look similar to that.
Well,
we were hoping his would bring out this orange. Seriously, I was already dressing, and he was in the bathroom, so he couldn't see me. And he said, "What color are you wearing?" Because
I have my hand on this shirt.
I've trained him like. You can't just decide to wear purple. Like if we have to make sure we are a picture. Right?
We're a picture.
We don't have to be matchy, but it like I can't wear pink and him wear red. So anyway, he had the orange.
We could do pink and red. I bet we could pull that off.
The right hue.
Anyway, I think it's nice that you take it into consideration.
Yeah.
Absolute. It's midnight and you're in your PJs, Joyce. Well, just kick back and enjoy the show. Seriously, I think you're going to really like today's conversation. In fact, I'd like to read you what we wrote because it'll kind of kick things off. Yeah, we'll do what you call a fresh start. You ready?
It's got the words on it. Do we like that?
We cannot change that.
You cannot change it.
You cannot change that.
You cannot change the words.
Unless you want to. All through my sadness, my crazy existence, I took your
words, you wrote them under.
Okay.
I tried to make them go away. I tried to change.
But you couldn't. We're going to try out for Broadway anytime after this show. If you happen to be a director or casting, just call us, 512-698. All right. Oy vey, cray. All right, here's some cray.
Now
Come on,
I'm
ready?
in a good mood.
Okay. 1,
2,
3. Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Tris Breen Show, episode number 5,329. And today we are talking about Manifestation. What? I'm going to read you what we wrote. We all have the capacity to manifest SHAmazing things into our lives. Our thoughts really do become things, right? We said, like the castle home. Oh, we're going to talk about a castle? The castle home that we're buying right now. Some of you who were here on the last episode know that we went a-looking. Let's see how that all flushed out. But the generic, you can have it all teaching, often spouted by self-proclaimed law of attraction gurus, is not working for many people. And it's not working for those gurus either. So, in this episode, we're going to be sharing a little bit about our process of conscious manifestation, the way it's unfolding for us. Cool?
So let me sort of recap what we talked about 1 week ago right now.
Today.
It had been a frustrating Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This show was on a Thursday a week ago. And we really shared about, and the frustration was, a lot of things with business, but also this house hunting, this very specific house hunting where we wanted 2 master bedrooms and we wanted certain floors, and there were 5 adults and they all need something different, and location and
filming studio and workout space.
Yeah, and that
no pool.
I was starting to feel some anxiety over it. Is it even possible? Oh, the holidays are coming. And then that real estate agent's like, hurry, because the market's good right now and it's going to change. And
we hadn't just started looking, though, by the
No.
way. This has been going on for years.
For a few years.
Yeah.
But last week we really talked about always surrendering your box of worries to love, right? Just put your worries down and go back to feeling good. But we really kept saying in the last episode was keep the faith and hold the vision.
Yeah.
Keep the faith and hold the vision.
In spite of all the craziness.
Despite of all the evidence, all that seems, and we were saying it doesn't seem like there is a home that will work for us. Especially,
I wasn't saying that.
Especially right now when Austin is at 98% capacity, and that 2% they just said is the brief time that somebody is moving out and somebody's moving in. So.
And I just want to insert that Sabrina was doing all the house looking, and I'm sitting over here just visioning, right? Which is a piece of manifestation for sure, but she was doing the practical application of looking on MLS and all these different things she had access to to figure stuff out, and she was getting evidence back that wasn't lining up with the vision and the long list of check boxes. So
from the experts and
the stress.
Yeah, there's also there's
the worry,
the square footage needed, the location desired, the
Doubts
budget
kicked in.
Yeah, so there I was speaking to the banks, I was speaking to the mortgage people, the real estate agents, the different taxes and neighborhoods. So you in life, whenever you have to make a decision, it seems like so much data comes into play.
Think about different things that have been happening in your world where you've been trying to make a shift. You want to expand. You want something different to happen in your life. Maybe you want something to shift in your relationship or in your body. And you've been looking for the solution, the right treatment, the right doctor, the right person, in this case, the right house, the right car, the right school, the whatever. You guys, you know how many moving parts there can be to lining things up so that it's what you really want, right? And sometimes the feeling of I have to compromise or I can't have that for whatever fill in the blank reason. Okay, so all that's coming up, right? The variety of doubts and concerns. So what did we do?
Well, we had only even seen one day prior to last week. We had gone to look at a couple of houses, and I shared that it just didn't feel right. And the next day, I turned on my phone and a random video played. If it was the right house, you'd feel it. So we were talking about that. So at the end of last week, we said, we got to go. We have to be somewhere in like 15 minutes.
At the end of this show. So here's the story and the outcome. And then what we'll do is we want to reverse engineer what we think enabled this to happen for us. And you can take it and look at it and see if there's a model here that could be helpful to you. Because we had a long conversation of what did we do? And there was an incubation phase, right? How did we manage that incubation phase? Because that's that timeline that it takes for manifestation to pop, like a tree to grow and birth. How do we navigate that and stay in a good place and not get shut down by what seems to be and keep realigning? So we're going to unpack that for you right now. So off we go in the car driving to the house. So what happens? Tell us about your feeling when you walked in.
When I walked into the house?
Well, yeah, you had found a place and you were very excited in the morning. You told me about it.
Yeah, from the time that I saw the photos of the interior of this house, I saw incredible possibility. We kept thinking, gosh, it'd be nice if the house was sort of new, right?
We'd seen a lot of older homes.
Yeah.
For the square footage we needed at the price point. We were feeling compromise kicking in.
Yeah. And then I just was thinking so much, I would love to have hardwood floors. We don't have any
She's been
hardwood
saying
floors
that for
where we
years.
are. And I was like, I wonder if we could have ever a hardwood floors upstairs and downstairs, like everywhere hardwood floors.
You're asking for a lot.
And then places to film with good light.
Yes, very important.
And
Very important.
the ability to have some kind of master suite for my parents and
Very
still
important.
us to have a master situation as well. And just room to work, room for Larry,
to
my
breathe,
brother, to work.
Spread. And we've invited, some of you have come to our home here, this home, and it's a beautiful home. We're very grateful for our home, but what if we wanted to do more of that when the door opens up again for that? We would like a home that could invite more friends.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So as soon as we walked in, the first room that you see, first of all, the house, it was like, wow, this house is twice the size of ours.
It was big. You know, honestly, it took us like a week to decompress what was going on, because we kind of just walked into this house. We're like in a bit of a bubble.
Yeah.
We're looking at it now going, that's a friggin' big house, right? People are calling it a castle.
Yeah.
It does look a bit like a castle. Well, if you've seen it, let us know what you thought.
So when we walk in, the first room is full of art. And the owner, the wife, is a painter. And she has several paintings, and she has her paint really organized. And why is she in that room? Because of how beautiful the light is streaming in from the bay window, because the room is part of like a tower. So it's very round. What is it called? A turret?
A turret.
A turret.
We
And
have a
I
turret.
loved the feeling of that room. And on that room, the painting that she had finished, that she was letting dry, was this beautiful wave, this beautiful ocean wave. So that's the first thing we saw. And Tristan was like, I want the painting. Look how she captured
I
the
love
essence
the painting.
of the wave.
It reminded me of the ocean, because for the past few years I've been saying to Sabrina, it's really hot in Austin, blah, 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 right? I have my complaining moments. And, well, hey, I saw that. I would like to be up higher. I will tell you some of my desires. I know we're just starting the story, but I wanted to feel like we were up a little bit. Something about growing up that resonated. We lived in Malibu when I was a boy, and we were up a canyon, and so I could see the ocean, and I felt a sense of freedom. Now, I feel that in meditation, but I felt like, why not manifest that feeling of ocean and view and being up a little bit? So I had those desires cooking.
Yeah.
Okay. That was my part.
Okay. Then so we immediately went down the hallway to the left, which would be, they called it an ensuite in-law plan, which basically means a room with its own bath inside. But what was in that room was that the husband, wife, and 2 kids were all working on their belts. And they all had a plaque where they were hanging up the belts as they earned them. And it was full of fitness equipment. There's like a treadmill and maybe a bicycle. So like, oh wow, these people, they're artists, and they're into martial arts, and they're into fitness. So it was just feeling cool.
I will show them what we saw when we walked in.
Sure.
Okay. So that was the painting that we saw in the room in the front.
That is the room that I was describing, like the downstairs studio.
And that is what I grew up with. What I loved about Malibu was surfing and getting inside what's called the barrel.
Yeah. Probably like a normal family, that would be the living room, right? It's usually the room that you have formally decorated when you first walk in the house that never gets used. It's probably the living room.
Probably.
And then we continued into the house, and it just opens up huge. And the kitchen, it's just beautiful.
Let me say something about
well,
Sabrina.
Why don't you just describe it?
We don't, I mean, we can describe what it felt like. Yeah. This isn't about telling you so much about the house.
Yeah.
The house is amazing. Let's just straight up tell you. It blew our mind and it checked all the boxes. But what I want to describe in this moment is what Sabrina said to me before we walked in. She said, I don't want to talk a lot. I want to feel a lot. I want to feel the energy of the home. I want to notice how I feel in the space and not do all that mental stuff like, well, we could do this here and I could do that. I need to feel it.
Yeah.
This is a really important part.
Yeah, I said I'm not interested in anything
that anyone has to say.
That the other people that were guiding us through the house, you know,
and I respected
and even
that.
the agents, I said, I don't really want to hear what they have to say until I've got to feel, because my feeling is going to trump that.
So Sabrina is like a muse to me, and I trust the feeling and the intuition of this, and I trust my own as well. So I took a page from her playbook and I said, yeah, I'll do the same thing. Let me just feel. And we want to point out that this is an incredibly important part of conscious manifestation. We said in the beginning of the session, if you missed it, we're all manifestors. You guys get that. Everything that's on our plate in our life right now is an expression of our own inner consciousness, and that expression is manifestation. So if we want to shift the outer, we have to shift the inner. So the fact that she was saying, I want to go inside, I want to listen, that's really key, because it's about energy. What your energy is telling you, your emotion, you're reading your energy. So how did you feel?
Well, walking into the area that I started to describe, it's like a kitchen with, I guess, a breakfast nook that is also a bay window, total windows to the outdoor. I felt expansive. I felt like a lung that could breathe so fully.
There we go.
Because light was pouring in from the backyard. At the same time, it's kind of pouring in from the front. And it's a 2-story house, but the TV area goes all the way up. So there was nothing that feels closed. As you walked in, you just felt like just huge, spacious, free, clean, neat. Everything that about me that was feeling so tight in the looking for the house could not live there, because it felt like a lung that was able to fully expand. And the way that the owner of the house, being an artist, had provided a color journey almost of shades of blue and gray as you walk through the house, including all the drapes that she had. But out that window was a swimming pool. And I didn't want a pool.
We didn't want one because we didn't want our dogs to
Didn't
fall
want
in
dogs
a pool.
to fall in the
And we didn't
pool.
want to have to clean a pool
Or
because
chlorine.
we didn't want chlorine on our body. We didn't want the pool. So we knew that we didn't want that.
Yeah.
So this was sort of a weird
Really weird.
bonus that the universe said, well, we'll just take care of that for you. How about we make it a salt pool?
A saltwater pool.
And we'll make it one of those pools that's self-cleaning.
For the most part.
Would that be okay? And what if we surround it by glass fence so you can still see it, but the dogs can't get in? And we looked at it, and I'm like, I want a pool now.
So there's the salt water too that he was yearning for. But yeah, the main way to get to the whole pool area is this. They described it's this very fancy, very thick, non-breakable glass. So you don't have to worry about all of the reasons we didn't want a pool, and yet we wanted water, were wiped away in ways we didn't even know existed. I didn't know you could put that glass stuff in there and have the salt water, and it wasn't too big. So
and they decided to heat it for you naturally with solar panels. So let's just say that it's the dream home. Okay, so I think we all have created a vision board maybe at one point where we put our dream car, person, or watch, or whatever, or house. Well, we've had a home on our dream board for years. And again, this is really key. to love where you are. So you're in the vibration
Yep.
of gratitude now.
Yep.
And because vibration is what dictates the outcome. That's why I said the feeling state is so important. So if we were living in this home thinking, oh, this sucks, it's too small, we can't wait to get out of here, we're in that vibration, this manifestation wouldn't line up like
Yeah.
that. So we have been continuing to say thank you to this house, thank you to each other for what is birthed from this home,
Yeah.
and then expanding that,
Yep.
right?
And I was intentionally, purposefully trying to overflow my gratitude and appreciation of things that make me feel good for the last month, I'll say in particular. And part of that is because there was so much contrast that if I wasn't intentionally focusing on what I wanted, I was going to think about the bad. And I think all you should do is focus on what you want. So I had a pedicure a few weeks ago, and she's massaging my calves, and the whole time I'm literally in my head going, I really like the way this feels. I like this.
Acknowledging
I
what
would
is good.
enjoy more of this. This is a wonderful feeling. And I would really acknowledge every time that I did something, oh, wow, that breeze just felt amazing. I love the way that breeze felt. Trying to live more and more in the state of gratitude and appreciation, not lack, not like, and that's all I need, but just with that tone.
Well, I have to insert something here. Sabrina shared last week that she had brushed up against some real tough emotions and some sadness, dare I say depression. And there have
You
been,
dare.
I dare, there have been some things that all of us have been going through over the last 4 or 5 months that have really caused a lot of stress and a lot of feeling of compression and maybe a lot of fear of how could we possibly have something like this right now or whatever, because finances
Risky.
or jobs or right. So we get it.
Yeah.
Now what we want to say next is, what did we do to navigate those emotions during this time so that maybe possibly this could happen? Well, the number one thing is Sabrina's been standing right here every single morning since lockdown.
March 25th.
She has danced. She says, I dance out the demons. She has danced every single morning
Every morning.
to use the body and align the energy. And I, as you guys know, we do Qigong and movement and exercise. So that is probably the most important thing for us when it comes to conscious manifestation is always step one for us is unblocking the energy.
It is.
And keeping it flowing.
I can't even tell you how important that is, because
So important.
the person that you are before a movement session, whether it's an exercise or a dance or Qigong, to engage the body in what you're doing, the way that the chemicals and the hormones and the flushing and the unblocking literally shift completely who I am. I wake up a really good person, actually. I'm a very happy wake up person. But after the body moves, I'm a freaking genius. It's like I can focus on what I want. I feel happy. I feel flexible. In some ways I feel invincible. I feel healthy. I feel proud of myself. I feel like I spend an hour doing something that's good for me, and that makes me feel good. My digestion is better.
Right.
I've oxygenated my tissues. I know that a lot of people are putting on weight right now with being in lockdown, and they're saying part of that is they're breathing shallow, and you have to breathe deeply if you want to get rid of fat. So it's the intellectual happiness of moving, but it's also the physicality of it. And by unblocking, then when you have those intentional thoughts, they are so, so powerful.
Bonnie says we have the inspiration market cornered. Thank you. That's the reason for these shows, is to, hold ourselves accountable to walk the talk. I think that's something when you show up, lit up like that, you're accountable, but also to share stories of breakthrough and inspiration.
And I would say listen to, we talked about this last week, when you are aligned to your higher self, to God, to source, and you're really trying to live in alignment with that guidance system, the thoughts are not your thoughts. They're intertwined thoughts. They're co-creation thoughts. So maybe 3 months ago, everybody was saying, "Oh, the interest rates are low. You should refinance your house." I was like, "Well, no, because we want to move." And one person said to me, "But if you refinance and take out what you have, when the right house comes along, you'll have a down payment." Oh.
Helpful
So
tip.
I took action. I did all the paperwork. I did all the not fun stuff and more not fun stuff to make that happen and to refinance this, to put us in a situation where if a house happened, we would be able to make that move and have a very tasty for the owners down payment.
Yeah. So the other thing we want to bring into this conversation is we were moving on a consistent basis, dancing, staying in flow. And I've been through some really tough times over the last couple of months because we had a big data issue with our, not that a data breach or anything like that. We lost our data. We've shared about it on the show. And it literally crippled our business for 30 days. And many of you were impacted by that. You didn't get logins and emails, and we couldn't produce revenue. And so
It was longer than 30 days. But
it was stressful in that there's bills to pay, there's mouths to feed, there's stuff to do that you need your revenue for. But there was also, because this stuff broke, all these other things had to be built that I was above my pay grade, as it usually is when it comes to technology. I can try to put the dots together and find the right people, but it was in the middle of COVID and it was just really hard. So I struggled, guys, with my mindset. I was angry, I was frustrated. But
and all of our time had to be focused on fixing the problem. We couldn't do anything that we wanted to do.
Well, so let me share a few things here. I went into this process of preparing myself for this energy event that we do every year. And I wanted to be in the best energetic shape of my life. And I started preparing 2 months in advance for this. My diet, my sleep, my practice, everything. I was like, this is going to be the year that I peak, right? And I'm not saying I didn't do a really good job, like yay for me kind of a thing. But in the middle of all of that crap that we went through, I kept, did I keep training?
Mm-hmm.
And I turned the dial up and I just
Yep.
dug into my discipline escrow account.
You got a little buddy, and you guys.
I got a buddy, I got some things to help me stay in flow, but it was the training and the meditation.
Yeah.
And we both together
Mhm.
every day, every morning, establish ourselves in a connection with
Yep.
Source. And that, without that,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how people do it, right?
That's where you get the tips. That's where you get the hints. That's where you get the, what do they call it in the stocks when you're not supposed to know about things ahead of time?
Insider trading.
Yeah, that's where you get the insider trading on life, is in meditation.
We were getting
because
the tips.
It's timeless. We found this house, we knew about it within 30 minutes of it going on the market. We saw it the same day. We put in an offer the next day. Like those, it wasn't insider tips, but it's just
Well, it is.
meditation lets you, the thoughts that you have when you're in the clarity of meditation give space to listen.
Yeah.
To me, meditation is listening. Sometimes people have said to me, like, well, what's the difference to you in prayer and meditation? And for a lot, I would say not much. Hang on. So mostly I don't differentiate the two. If I did, then I would say prayer is when I'm consciously maybe affirming, being grateful, talking, appreciating, expressing desires, sending love to someone, wishing well for others, and that meditation is the listening, the quiet, the being filled up, the receiving.
So every day, I would just find my moments when Sabrina was dancing, and I would put my little earbuds on. I would do my qigong. I would hang out with the dogs. I would just create flow. And sometimes I'd get up really early and go outside and go for a ride or something, but to do my part. So let me say this, that I really care a lot about being a good example. I can't stand when people say one thing and do another. Hypocrisy. Ugh. I can't stand if I'm not walking the talk, right? Like there's just this thing inside. And I'm going to thank my senseis for that, Mr. B, because it was like, don't freaking tell me what you're going to do. Show me. Do it. And so I'm very much about walk the talk. Do it. And so I would take the time, do everything I could to clean up my head trash and connect to love. And remember why I'm doing what I'm doing. And so even though there was all this crazy stuff that went down, I felt really good about the energy challenge that we were moving into. And I felt like I showed up and I delivered. I couldn't do any of it without Sabrina. She was making all this magic happen and getting the people to come and the partners to support us. So she's just such an incredible part of everything that I get to be a part of. But movement and meditation, unblocking and unlocking, hey, are we getting a Satori method here? Was everything.
Yeah.
But then I got one more part.
Me too.
Okay, well, you got plenty of time to talk. We're gonna land this thing here, because manifestation, the art of conscious creation, to me, it's never a win if it doesn't light up the soul. So we could have gone and found a house and forced it or pushed things into this situation and made some compromises, but this is the piece that's the most important to me. I even said this to Sabrina. I looked at her and I said, in this entire city, there is at least one home that has all the boxes that we can check. Now, I don't know how to find that, but I know that if we are energetically aligned, it'll be shown or will be guided. There's two pieces to this, okay? So I'm almost done. That was number one, was the belief that it was possible, because there was a lot of evidence saying that it wasn't. And I saw how hard she was working to make it happen. But I got to do my part, right? Now, I didn't visualize this. I wasn't sitting down visualizing the perfect thing. This is key. You can do that. That's good to do. See the target. I was feeling it. What will it feel like in a space and place like this? Do you get that? It's not like, yes, have your preferences. And I even said to Sabrina, I'm willing to drop all my preferences, all like this and up high. Wednesday night, I dropped all my freaking preferences, guys. And I said, I just want us to find a place that works for our family, where we can grow together and feel this love. That's all I care about. And I know that I was part of blocking in the tight, trying to force it. Got one more part for you. There's one more important part. You also have to make it happen. What? You're saying let go, trust, love, surrender? Yes, energetically. But then you better get in your car and go and drive to that house and walk it. You better get on your computer and build that damn web page. You gotta make it happen from a place of alignment. If you don't take action and you just think it's gonna come and get laid on your doorstep, I think you're freaking dreaming. And that's the stuff that we were saying about a lot of that law of attraction bullshit out there. It's not wrong to feel and to align and to clear and do all the things, but you still have to take action. We would have never gotten to take that beautiful trip to London together if we hadn't saved up the money and bought the damn ticket and got on the plane. You know what I'm saying? So, and last part of all, and then I'm going to be done, is you got to go test the waters and don't be attached. Listen, like when she was walking through the house, listen, is this right? Is this the next click in aligning, cracking the code of the safe? And we did multiple times and it was like, nope, we didn't hear the click. And we go to the next one, nope. We went to this one, it went like this, click. And we both were like, this is the front house. And then there was the last part. We had to detach. You got to like go all in. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But if you don't detach, and then you bring that other energy back in. I know there was a lot of layers to that, but for me, that's reverse engineering the experience.
So the physical example of us being detached is we did not want to lose the house. There's a lot of people coming to Texas from California where the prices of the homes here seem like nothing compared to how they are in California. So there's people buying houses online without even seeing them.
Just throwing down the money.
Just so fast the houses are going. So we knew that there could be easily a price war. And we were hoping the house wouldn't be seen over the weekend and like have an open house where like 12 people come and they all give offers. So our agent helped us craft an offer with a really good, it's called earnest money, to show that
we made them a very respectful offer.
Very respectable offer above the asking price, but with the deadline. You know, and there's
We used our marketing.
24 hours to accept this offer.
That's right.
And it's a really good offer. Like I had to be like, oh wow, okay, it's a good offer.
Very respectful.
And then Tristan said, you know, it checks off all the boxes except it doesn't have a view of the water, and I miss the waves. That was what he said.
That was funny.
So we put in the offer, and I wrote a letter to the owners, and we submitted that with the offer to tell her our experience of the house and how we see ourselves using the house, from service, the memories we want to create, what we are going to do in the different rooms, and acknowledging the beautiful space. It was a very beautiful letter. I couldn't even read it. Every time I did, I started crying. And so they accepted the offer.
They did.
And that's when they sent us a letter.
Back.
And both agents, theirs and ours, said they had never seen like a letter being written back. And they wrote us back and said, we want to give you the picture of the
housewarming
wave.
gift. I'm like, okay, universe, you have my attention. What did I say to Sabrina? I want to see water. I would love to see the ocean if we could. Just
every day.
A lake. Here you go. I mean, it's unbelievable, guys.
It's funny. God, it's funny.
I hope that some of you will come to, when we can, have things in Austin and such that you'll get to see. Yeah. We're going to be filming from this space a lot. When we had our physical dojo, we used to have a smaller one, and we wanted a bigger one. And we asked all the students to visualize with us to manifest a new one. And it was very hard to find a space where we were. It's very populated and expensive. And somehow, you know how that little click, click, click? Yeah. A place came available across the street. It was so weird. Anyway, my point is that we visualized it because we wanted it to expand for others. It wasn't take care of self is important, but it wasn't selfish. Yeah. It was always an expansion for others. So we want you to know that you're part of this manifestation. We want to invite you into these beautiful studios where we're going to film classes and trainings and invite you to keep expanding together as a community. Yep. We want this for all of us. And that's also a really beautiful secret in manifesting. Do it from generosity and abundance consciousness and love and service. And
for me, the way that this happened, it reminds me of when somebody says in an interview, it's like, well, you had overnight success. And they're like, well, yeah, after 7 years of working really hard, one thing happened and it was overnight success. And that's sort of how this felt. There were things being lined up. There were, I'm going to say, miracles, conscious, focused manifestations, because everything's a manifestation. But I didn't know there were pieces of the puzzle. I didn't know that the puzzle was being created at the time. And that's why it's so important to keep that vibration of positivity and gratitude and to keep doing the work inside. And I'm not stopping now, right? Just because we have a contract, it's got to flow over to everything. So now we're combining like 2 homes into one, and we're trying to figure out what to do. And immediately, I was like, okay, well, we'll use all the stuff that we bought 13 years ago for our house and my parents' house, and we'll try to make it fit, even though this house, completely different style, completely different everything. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, I could buy a new sofa too.
We could let go of some old.
It just opened up that there isn't an end to the abundance, and it's just about saying yes, and I'm available, and staying playful with it, staying really, really playful with it.
You guys would be surprised in this manifestation that although everything is such an upgrade, it's a very new home, it's only 3 years old, and it is so beautiful. I mean, it really is a beautiful palace. We were able to financially make this happen in a way where we didn't overextend ourselves. We are not living beyond our means. We are certainly not being wasteful. We're being very responsible with our funds. We're putting things into play that make it very doable during this time, that it works for the family, everything. Like, somehow, when you're a yes, how things come together so magically is beyond what you could figure out with your head alone.
Yep.
And it's just like a little ramp up, like in our monthly nut. But what's so awesome is we were looking at places that were above and beyond what our means were. We were like, oh, we're gonna have to spend that much. This is gonna be really hard for us. And we felt the stress of that. We're not having that experience with this. And I'm pretty sure that this home is more beautiful than anything that we were looking at before that was a lot more money.
Yeah. The other
Amazing.
thing Tristan was always saying, being more of the extrovert, is when I was looking at homes, he's like, I want to be near stuff. Like he really wants to be near stuff.
Some stuff.
And
I like to go out on date night.
And this is 6 minutes away from what we call like a galleria, a domain, like the walking shopping streets where sometimes people live above, like not an enclosed mall with yards that you can sit and you can get coffees, and restaurants and stores, huge. And that's really close by. So there were just so many things that delighted us and tickled us. We weren't familiar with actually that neighborhood before. It was the first time we even knew about it.
We thought long and hard before sharing this story with you, because we didn't want to make this.
Well, a week.
But we had several talks about
Yeah.
it, because we didn't want this to be about us.
Mm-mm.
We wanted to inspire and excite you in your manifestations, and just the best way is through example. And we were like, well, we have a really good example.
Yeah.
And there was this journey that we went on, and there will be more journeys, but it's when it pops, when the flower opens, you want to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And so we want to celebrate it here, but we want to celebrate the process, because some of you have some flowers that are about to pop open.
Yeah.
And you might have some doubt right now, some uncertainty. You might be thinking, why is this taking so long? And then remember the incubation phase. Remember to keep staying aligned to the feeling. Don't let false evidence come in. False evidence is the acronym for fear, FEAR. False evidence appear real. Don't let false evidence shut down your vibration.
Yeah.
Protect your vibration over everything. How? Move, meditate, and go take action.
Yeah. And that, a while ago I said I had one more thing. It's really important for me to keep company of and have conversations with like-minded people.
Abundant
like
consciousness
those of you
people.
here in the chat, the people in our virtual dojo, the people in our community,
Yeah.
that support the thinking, that don't say, that aren't pointing at the evidence so much. And you know you get the, hey man, you're just a dreamer. I want to go, yes I am.
Yeah.
You know, or oh, aren't you little Miss Optimism? Yes, I am.
Absolutely. Don't let people shut down your magical unicorn creation energy.
And maybe don't try to talk someone into seeing things the way you do. Just don't have those conversations with those people. But definitely,
I be me, you be you.
Definitely be in those communities around people who celebrate you saying, you know, right now I know it doesn't look like I have a bigger home, but I'm already feeling it. I'm feeling into it, because a lot of people would say, you're crazy. Right?
Yep.
But that's the I mean, I would lay in bed. I would set my alarm 10 minutes early and just lay there and try to conjure up gratitude for everything that I have and the joy of expanding. And sometimes I wouldn't even have anything specific. I would just literally be saying, I love the way everything works out for me. I love that I am totally taken care of. I love that I can surrender all my worries. And when you give away your worries, they're not yours anymore. You know, you can feel more like a kid whose parent's going to make the right decision. And that's the way that we're even moving forward with the house. Like, should we get the green sofa or the blue sofa? And it's just like, I'm going to look at everything and leave all the web pages open until the answer shows itself.
It's a really beautiful process. Thanks for letting us share this with you. We know you guys are incredible manifestors. I'm sure there's so many incredible stories. Share your stories with others.
Yeah.
Remind people of what's possible, and never give up on your dreams. Never give up on what you feel is aligned to your soul, right? You can have and be more if that's what you desire. Some folks like to just not have more stuff and simplify, because that's what makes them feel good. We're not sitting here telling you, you need a big house and an expensive car. That's not at all what we're saying. We wanted an environment for our family and a place to film, because our mission in life is to share these energy arts and help people grow their businesses. So we wanted a place that would support that.
Yep. And this house, as large as it is, once, you know, my parents are there, you know, their bedroom area, our bedroom, my brother lives with us, we have offices. Like, we're actually going to be able to use, in a beautiful way, each and every space. We're not having a conversation like, what are we going to do with those extra rooms? We're not having those conversations.
Oh, and here's something else cool. There's this energy with all of you guys that are saying, you know, congratulations, you deserve it. People are sending us texts like, you guys work so hard, you do so much, you deserve it, and thank you. And yes, when you give more, when you're generous, I'm pretty sure that's how you unlock more being given to you, right? You open that portal and the universe goes, there's a portal, let me go ahead and share more through that.
Yeah, some people, actually the agent that represents the people we're buying the house from, she saw the post that I did on my personal Facebook page of the house and just said, wow, you know, and we went and took a picture of the for sale sign, and then we went back and took one that said under contract, and 300 people loved, liked, celebrated.
So cool. Thank you.
And she was like, wow, you guys are so popular. And I was telling her, it's not popular, it's people celebrating possibility.
Right.
Possibility.
Yeah. So stay around healthy people, happy people, conscious people, and people who love abundance, who want to serve and help others and take care of their families and take care of themselves. Just be around that incredible love force energy. Mm-hmm. That's what this community's for. That's why we do this show, to keep all of us on track and inspired. So I think that's it. Yeah? Are we going to dance it out? I am complete. Thank you, guys. Thanks for the amazing comments.
We always go back and read the comments.
You know we do. We never sleep. Thank you so much, love. We appreciate getting to share this story with you guys and celebrating. You're our friends. You're witnessing our life.
Yep.
We're witnessing your lives. We're doing this thing called life together.
Maybe we'll do some shows this fall out by the saltwater pool.
We're going to have so much fun. I'm calling it the Castle of Consciousness. So you're all invited in. We'll do a housewarming party and a Facebook Live. You guys can check out the digs. That'll be like in, I don't know, October-ish? November. Okay, when it's ready. Much love. Bye now.
Oh, screenshot.